Mickleham Church again, and I'm going to walk to the top of Box Hill. It's not far, but it's well, it's quite a way up there. I think it's a 500-foot ascent, Box Hill. So it'll be a bit of energy, a little bit of energy involved, or expended. Now, unfortunately, this is the there wouldn't be normally too much traffic on this road, the old main road from London to Brighton before the bypass was put in. But people are coming home from work right now. But this wall on the right-hand side, I believe, encloses the grounds of Mickleham Hall. That's what they did in the old days, the equivalent of the gated community. They enclosed their grounds in these fairly high. Well, this is flintstone. It's the local stone. Very hard wearing. The prehistoric man used it for making tools, stone axes and things like that. One of the many public footpaths that there are in this neighbourhood. But there's some nice trees. There's a typical type of trees planted by the gentry. Unfortunately, I couldn't see Mickleham Hall. It's this high wall blocked out the view, so I'm hoping this footpath continues on the side of the road. Very gloomy. There is showers are forecast, but it's supposed to be well, very good sunshine later on in the evening, and I'm hoping it's that way when I get to Box Hill. Yeah, this is the footpath. It's well, it's a nice hiking footpath. You're a few feet away from the road, so all the better. The Juniper Hall Field Centre, but it has got quite a bit of history. Juniper Hall gave shelter in 1792 to a group of progressive French aristocrats. And the other point of interest, Fanny Burney, the novelist, met her husband here, a French aristocrat. Now, and there's the hall there. Watch out, I'm trespassing again, but yeah, look at that, it's quite a substantial house, Juniper Hall. And yeah, Juniper Hall, it's gone very, very gloomy. Juniper Hall is over here, but look at this, a gate. You can't get in. Fredley, I'll have to look that up. But it's got an impressive avenue leading up to what I presume some kind of a house. I'll just go back onto this hiking footpath again. I just come from about a mile back. Box Hill, the famed beauty spot. There is a road that goes to the top of it. Well, that's Box Hill there. Unfortunately, it is the sun hasn't come out. Luckily, it looks like a nicely graded footpath that goes up to the top, and you can see it's a white stone. That's because everything underneath here is chalk. That's the local rock chalk. Now, dotted around in these Surrey woodlands, you've got these yew trees that have been there. Well, they must have been there for many centuries. They're slow growing, but I think some of them well, live for over 1,000 years. Fortunately, the ascent by this path, because that high bank there's no view, which makes it something of a slog. I'll try going up here and see if I can get onto a view. This is better, even though it's very gloomy. The views are out, opening up, and there's that bypass. Well, it's a dual carriageway. It is the bypass. Yeah. Okay. There's a bit of hawthorn blossom still out, and but you know, this Box Hill, of course, is probably the most famous beauty spot in the south east of England. But right now, I haven't met anyone. It's kind of you'd think there'd be the odd walker going out for an evening stroll, but you can see how many people actually do come up here, but no one around right now because of, well, look how well trodden this is. Countless thousands have been up here over the years. Millions, probably. Can't be too far away, but some of these big trees, there's a big oak tree there, have got those code markers on it. It's probably, you put your smartphone on them, maybe it'll give you further information. But there is a visitor centre up here somewhere. What's that? Yeah. Buried there, 1800. Huh? Yeah. Up a box hill, and you can see there's circular walks, excellent circular walks. And I'm tempted to do the stepping stone walk, which leads to Burford Bridge Hotel. Burford, the famous hotel there. Now I'm at the visitor centre, but of course it's closed right now. But what I'll do before I do anything else, I'll just go to the viewpoint. Somewhere down there, I think. Yeah, there it is. It's closed. And that would explain one of the reasons why there's no one. No one. Haven't seen. Well, I actually seen a couple of people, but it more or less have the place to myself. The centre is 200-300 yards down there, and there's the viewpoint. There wasn't much of a viewpoint so far. It's been mainly walk through trees, but this is an excellent viewpoint right here. Okay, in grateful remembrance to Leopold Salomon of Norbury Park, who gave Box Hill to the nation in 1914. Okay, and there's the town of Dorking down there. And you can see the spire, maybe you can pick it out, I'm not sure, of the parish church. You can read that. Leaf Hill, the highest point in southeast England, is over there on the skyline. It's 965 feet above sea level, but they built a tower on the top which brings it up to just over 1,000 feet. I don't know, that rain shower's kept up, but it looks like it's going to be gloomy for the remainder of this walk. I'm trying out the Stepping Stones walk. Apparently the Stepping Stones is fenced off, but according to the notice, there's an adjacent bridge you can cross the river that way. But there it is, the sun shines on the way. But I think I'll just about finish this walk before it arrives. Yeah, a couple of joggers. But I'm starting my walk now to the River Mole. But look at this, a forest of yew trees. Yeah. That's kind of a, well, the Druids, I think, in the old days this is where they did their worshipping and sacrificing. Druids' groves, yew trees. It's easier coming down than it is going up. Apparently there's several hundred of these steps to negotiate. Steps. There's another yew. They're all over. Steps. But there's a rest and be thankful bench there. I'll just have a quick break there, I think. I've been going for, a couple of hours. Okay, I've reached the River Mole. And for some reason or other it's fenced off. But those are the stepping stones down there. Actually, just as well, I'm not going across. I'm liable to get a ducking because my sense of balance isn't very good. But there's an adjacent bridge apparently, just a little bit further down. Yeah, I don't know why it's closed off. Very gloomy, but there's what a river should look like. There's a little bit of run, you can see it running. There's a little bit of, just a very minor rapid there. Well, you can't call it that even. But there's not much water in it because of the dry weather. But you can get flooding here. It's after very heavy rains. Here's the adjacent bridge. Here, looks like there's someone else. Oh, yeah, it's pretty good really. This is an excellent walk, but it's just a pity the sun's not shining. But that's what I remember as a kid, is the chalk escarpment. You can see it from the bypass, from the road. The steep chalk escarpment. The closest thing you get to a precipice, a Welsh precipice, I think in the southeast of England. Okay, I'm back on the A24 with the main London to Brighton road. Here, there's that open piece of ground that goes where I ascended to the summit of Box Hill, and there's Burford Bridge Hotel, the famous hotel tucked right underneath Box Hill. It's got some history attached to it. So what I'm going to do now is walk along the bypass for a little while. Okay, there's the bypass. Now this car park here on a weekend, there's one solitary motorcycle there, but there's hundreds, if not thousands, of motorcyclists. There's a restaurant, just a cafe just around there, and it's a popular spot, very popular for the London motorcyclists. And they used to have a race between the Gibbons Grove roundabout and the Burford Bridge roundabout, but all that's come to an end because the speed limits now are enforced. I meant to turn off a little bit further back. There's a public footpath marked on the map, but I missed it, so I'm going to have to continue now on this. It's kind of a bit wearing because there's a constant stream of traffic noise. Now, when this road was built in 1938, they made a big cutting through this kind of like a hill here. It's about, well, the cutting is about, well, maybe 50, 60, maybe more feet high, but it's completely disappeared under the, you can just about maybe see a little bit of the chalk there. The vegetation that's grown up, you wouldn't know there was a cutting now. It's quite a impressive cutting, really. Okay, that hill over there, we always used to call Standing Hill as kids. I think it was more impressive back then because the mature trees gave it extra height. But I can see now something that wasn't there years ago, the usual microwave mast that's been put on the top of it. There was a Burford Bridge area there, 1 mile down the road. So I leave the bypass here and go down, well, it's kind of like a mud lane, Swanworth Lane, and I'm just down there, so that's the end of this walk really.